We have been in the power sector since last 6 to 7 years. So that's, I'm telling about Reliance Power. And new power plants have been set up by Reliance Power, and we have been in the process of handling big data or acquiring the data from the stations and trying to make some meaningful information out of them. And the journey we have been doing that, I'll try to share some of our experiences with regards to that. So my presentation today is a little bit about Reliance Power and the centralized monitoring we are doing today. Some of the applications which we have already implemented or are in the process of implementation. Various data sources which we have used for this whatever analysis we are doing. Then we have been trying to do some integrated visualization of the plant processes. Then a little bit on what we did regarding the generation management and optimization. And recently we have started implementation work on some of the predictive technologies, how to prevent failures, early warning systems. And further we want to expand this to get all the management dashboards, whatever is required for the management, online systems, so that it is easier and it is, as Ralph was explaining, so that it becomes a little bit more online and the errors are eliminated, the manual entries are eliminated. That is the ultimate vision which everyone has. But when you start handling the data, you see that it's a big issue regarding the different sources of data and as well as handling of different data. This is about Reliance Power. Reliance Power was established somewhere in 2006. It was awarded 3 ultra mega power plants, that is more than 4,000 megawatts each, total about 12,000 megawatts. And in the journey, we commissioned Rosa power plant. It is a 1200 megawatt power plant in Uttar Pradesh. We are supplying to UP. Then we commissioned 600 megawatt of Butibori, that is near Nagpur. The power supplied is to our own Mumbai distribution company. And now the plant under commissioning is the Sasan mega project. It is a 4,000 megawatt plant with procurers in Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, all over North India, UP as well as Rajasthan. Today we have around 4,800 megawatt running, and planning and the construction phase is around 25,000 megawatts in total. You can see that all the power plants are distributed across various states in India. We have some solar as well as wind stations also. And the operations group is entrusted with the complete operations of all these power plants. So because of the distributed networks, I mean, because all the plants are at different locations, it is a very difficult proposition to capture data, bring it over different networks to the centralized monitoring station which we were setting up. So if you see Sasan, it's a very out of the way project. There is no communication channels going there, and this becomes sometimes a bottleneck. Like Madam was telling, we also have the problem of manpower, the quality of the manpower as well as the retention of the manpower. This is always an issue. So ultimately, we thought of the centralized monitoring and diagnostics because we were setting up new 4 power plants at different locations. Then 13 units were coming operational within a very short span of time. Within 3 years, we have commissioned all this. They were all greenfield projects, and the team, the new O&M team, it was a totally new team. We had hardly 10% of our team as experienced professionals. The rest were all GETs and the diploma engineers we had taken directly from the colleges. So we had to have, the challenge was basically to achieve fast stabilization of these units and to transfer all the information and the expertise and the knowledge from these small group of 10% experienced professionals to those new persons. So we had to go for the remote monitoring and remote data collection. And the objectives of fleet-wide monitoring, as we saw it, was to monitor the critical equipment and to detect the operational and equipment problems as fast as possible, or early enough to mitigate the damages and to manage the risk. So as a program, what we thought was, we started out somewhere in 2009, because that was the time when our first unit was getting commissioned. The first we established a corporate office. In the corporate office, we established a small monitoring center at the headquarters. And as a first step, we installed historians at this power station, the new power stations which were coming up. Now, we had a mixture of old power stations and new power stations. Our sister concern, that is Reliance Infra, had 3 or 4 power plants already up and running. So we had a good resources there where we could share the knowledge from those stations also. In fact, Dahanu station is one of the best in India, which has been operating since long, BHEL machines. It has been giving excellent PLF since last 15 to 20 years. It's one of the best plants in Asia, in fact. So that was a good resource where we could draw from a lot of knowledge, and we embarked upon the implementation. The first step was to install historians to capture data from the new power stations. The older power stations we did not touch. Anyway, they were running on very good performance. We did not have to do much there. There is nothing to do, in fact. So we basically concentrated on the new stations. All the new stations, we are pulling the data, whatever is coming in the DCS. Every data is captured, like around, there is around 8,000 tags from Rosa, 5,000 tags from Butiburi, and around 25,000-30,000 tags from Sasan. All this is polled and captured and taken into historians. We went with OSI Pi first for the first station, then we switched over to GE Prophecy. I mean, there is nothing specific in this. It was basically when we were moving forward, it's all a process of tendering which we follow, and then different vendors have come. So there is nothing specific why we went for the different vendor. It is basically the features which we were asking for at that time, and whatever was satisfying, we were going through those vendors. Then we recently, around 1 year ago, we started the implementation of the condition monitoring, or we can call it as it is basically a pattern recognition. It is also as well as it is a similarity based modeling. So we went for this, we went for Smart Signal, GE Smart Signal software, because we found out that this software is having a lot of capability in terms of analyzing the power plant specific equipment, rotating equipments. Mostly GE was in combined cycles, and you saw them, the gas turbine engines they are monitoring around the world. So this product was very specific, and this is one of the feeling which we had, that products should be specific. Big data analytics is saying it is very easy, but if the product is not specific, it will be a huge work to get some meaningful result out of it. So this helped us in selection of Smart Signal, and then we also, along with this, we went for remote vibration monitoring. At one of the projects, it is Shinkawa and Forbes Marshall. Another station, it is GE, which is supplied the equipment. Then what we are futuristic, what we are thinking of, or what we are planning to implement is the performance analysis and optimizers like PADO systems, where it will be basically more of thermodynamical modeling, and then the business analytics, where we will be integrating all this with the various other systems, IT systems which we have. I'll just touch upon those IT systems which already we have in place. Some of them were inherited by us. So anyway, I'll go to that after this slide. This slide shows our vision which we had planned. That is the DCS, the SCADA, the energy management systems, the ABD generation management systems, the PLCs and the controllers. Whatever data is coming out from them goes to the plant historian. This remains at the plant level only. We are not bringing it over to the corporate. And then on top of that, we are building the applications, performance monitoring and optimization, for condition monitoring, then for alarm management. And above that, we will have custom built applications for the business analytics and the fleet-wide optimization. The typical network, you have servers at the site level, the LAN network, and from the LAN network, we are bringing the data over to the corporate. This network is our own network. It is a sister concern. Reliance Communications is owned by our own group. So we are using our own network for transferring all the data from the sites to corporate office. That is one advantage we had, because we could get good networks or we could resolve the issues wherever the network issues were there through our own sister concern. These are some of the IT systems, enterprise level IT systems which we are using. SAP we are using extensively, most of the modules, the finance, the materials management, the plant management. For all the work orders, the plant maintenance modules we are using for the lockout tagout systems. Then also we are using the work control modules, the HR modules we are using. So SAP has been used extensively in Reliance, even before Reliance Power came in. So when Reliance Power was conceived, the same systems were extended to Reliance Power also. Then we developed some websites, the knowledge portals, and then the various tracking systems where we can track the all the orders going out to the vendors, to orders. Internal work management also we were monitoring through these web portals which we had designed internally to our through our IT engineers. Basically we had our own IT engineers plus some support from vendors like Accenture and IBM and all who were supporting us through this, the building of these modules and integrating them. Then what we are going ahead is with the various dashboards, management dashboards, so that the management gets online information regarding the plant status, whether the plant is operating in an efficient way or not. We set up, we are calling our Antariksh as our National Power Operations Center, NTPC as Antariksh, we are calling it as National Power Operations Center. We have connectivity from this corporate operations to all the sites through the Historian application. We have also a big mine. In fact, Reliance is one of the biggest mining companies, if you see it in that way, because the Sasan Ultra Mega project was awarded to us along with the captive mine. So this captive mine is a 20 million ton mine which we are using Minex software. This is using a lot of like Internet of Things. Each of those machines there, each of the dumpers, the trucks, they have got their own system where the data is sent out by those, and these are captured in that mine management system. Then we have got the availability based generation management system where we have basically every 15 minutes what we are supposed to generate, whether we are generating as per the requirement or whether what is the grid frequency, whether if you increase the generation, what will happen, if you reduce the generation, what is the effect. All this is calculated by that system, and the operator is given a guidance whether to raise the load or reduce the load. That system is there in place for the operation staff. Then we have the digital distributed control systems which are all connected, and the complete data is visible from the corporate center. So the yellow portion which you see is the integrated visualization systems which we are under implementation, which is also linking the energy management systems, the remote vibration management systems, and the predictive analytics, that is the smart signal systems. This is the back office where we are using the data management system, the EDMS, the documentation management. We are using Innovia for this, IBM Innovia. And then Legatrix is a legal compliance system which we are using. Every power plant has to comply with approximately 3,500 regulations. So to manage that, to track that itself is a big issue. So we went for a legal management system. Information security systems are there, mail and mobility systems, and then CCTV systems. This we found is absolute necessary, where like stations like Rosa, where there is a lot of interference from the political and lot of goons moving around if you see that area, most of them are Naxalite area and all that. So we had to install a lot of CCTVs and get it connected. Then of course the drawing management systems and all, we used it mostly during the construction phase. The new systems which we have implemented, I will just explain those now in the next few slides. That is what we have just implemented recently. This is the integrated visualization, some of the screenshots which you can see. Here we are using a GE Proficy Historian and the real-time information portal. It is you can see the historical data, the real-time data, as well as the management KPIs and the quality data in one screen. So that is how we have designed, and these are some of our own snapshots. This shows the different stations. There is a screen for the corporate center, the Rosa station, the solar station, the Samalkot, the gas stations. If you click on those, you go into the individual stations. Here you can see a corporate dashboard where you see the generation of each station, as well as those tables show you a flash report, a small report of the previous day. This report is basically a mixture of a data from the plant, the generation data, plus the data from the availability based tariff mechanism, where we are giving declaration of the generation in advance and the schedule that the distribution company is giving us and what we have actually generated. So that data is also coming there. And then also we have the data regarding the plant performance indices, that is auxiliary power, the specific oil consumption, all this data is coming over onto this. Some of this is also manual entries. So all this data is captured, and then the management is able to visualize this on a real-time basis. At least this, if you see the table, it is a one day back data, because it is a daily report which we prepare. It is available to the management on a daily basis. This is online data. You can see the heat rate, basic parameter. If you look at power plant operations, it's very simple. You operate on full load, maximum as possible, and you operate it at the best efficiency. There is nothing more than that. So we always monitor the heat rates, and we continuously monitor them by measuring the continuously. We are measuring the coal being used by each of the units. We integrate them. We then multiply it with the cost of coal. That cost of coal comes from the SAP data, which we have already taken from the mines. Then this is the real-time generation management, the ABT system, which I was just telling you, where this gives the guidance to the operator on whether to increase the load on the machine or decrease, depending upon the frequency of the grid. Frequency of the grid, if it increases, you can willingly back down and save some fuel for your own company. And similarly, when the frequency goes down, you can increase and then make some money out of it. So here you can see the operator will be able to see what he has made in that 15-unit block, how much money he has made. You can see there he has made around 5,000 rupees in that particular block of 15 minutes. Predictive analytics, why we thought about implementing this is basically it is an equipment and process models built upon the empirical correlation of statistical modeling. This online data which we have is continuously compared with the model predicted values, and the deviation between model predicted and the actual value indicates the equipment health. So the gradual equipment degradation can be captured through this. Basically it gives you an early warning. So it's like having your best operator watching the equipment continuously around the clock. So this was the intent on which we started implementation on this, rather than actual calculation of the efficiencies. What we wanted to know was whether something is going haywire, so that we can capture it as fast as possible before it actually fails. And this was the process where it is basically, it's any standard process you can say. It is basically build the blueprints, then build the models, then you have to do the training of the models, and the models are maintained, and then the model will give you advisory and monitoring analysis. So why we went for Smart Signal, I already explained. It was basically, it was specific to our power plants, and we started implementation of this in one of our stations. It is almost complete, and some benefits which we got, or I'll just say some early catches, I will just explain here. This was an instance where we found out that the extraction pressures from two LP heaters, LP heater 1 and 2, were showing differently. One was showing higher than the other, whereas it should have been the reverse. The LP heater 1 was showing the reverse as, I mean, they were showing interchange. So we could recognize this and then reverse those data points. Basically, we had to do the, I mean, from the site itself, we had to correct all the wiring. Basically, it was a commissioning mistake. But of course, it would not have been detected. It would not have made a big problem to you. But all these commissioning mistakes can be caught using this kind of software. Second was another instance where the coal mill temperature suddenly shot up. This was basically, the root cause was the instrument was found loose due to vibrations. This could have led to a unit tripping. If the cold mill had tripped, the unit would have tripped and it would have made a loss of at least 10 million rupees. So every tripping avoided is direct saving of 10 million rupees to us. So such software, when we start implementing, the question always the management has is what is the returns on this? So definitely for a power plant, the reliability is very important. The continuous running of the plant is very important. Saving a unit tripping is very important. So such software, if it is able to tell us even before the actual alarm comes, or actually it goes into a trip condition, this will definitely help us, and we have been able to demonstrate our benefits from implementation of the analytics software. Another system which we have already implemented is energy management systems, where it is not just seeing the energy consumptions, we are also calculating the specific energy consumptions. The energy data is taken from the energy meters, and we get the process data from the plant historian. So like if you have a pump, you will calculate the energy you require to pump some amount of water. You will see what is the flow, what is the pressure, that is a specific output, and you calculate the specific input. You divide them and then calculate what is the, basically it is a signal of your efficiency of that equipment. So this we have implemented across all the auxiliaries in the power plant. You can see this is one of the dashboards where so many equipments are monitored. These are the various charts which are there, and from there you can determine over the period of time, we can do trending and plotting and see what is the equipment that is going deteriorating in its performance. So this is how we are using the energy management systems to control the equipment health, so that we are taking corrective actions whenever is required. Like a pump which is efficiency is coming down, you can go and do an overhauling and recapture the efficiency of that equipment. Now these are some of the dashboards which we are already using. Some of it is in manual mode, some data comes in manual. Ultimate aim, what I said earlier, was to capture all this through our own automatic systems, so that finally the management decisions can be taken in a real-time condition, which will help us to improve decision making and improve profitability. Thank you. This is a vision which I earlier explained. We had a National Power Operations Center for performance monitoring, condition monitoring, vibration diagnostics, expert services, and decision support systems. Thank you.